Now, one way of adding route information to the router's routing table is to just type it in statically. And let me give you an example here. Here, let's say that we've got a remote sales office, a branch office, BR1, and it connects to the headquarters. And the headquarters, it has the connection out to the internet. So if BR1 wants to go to headquarters or if BR1 wants to go to the internet, it's got to go through HQ. It does not have its own connection to the internet. So while HQ might be learning all these different routes that live at HQ and all these routes that live on the internet, is it really necessary to run a routing protocol for BR1? There are no other routers at the branch office. It knows the network or networks it might be directly connected to, but other than that, anything is going to go through HQ. Why don't I just create this static default route that says, if you want to go to any IP address that's not already represented in my IP routing table, that's going to be HQ. Just go here. That's going to be your next hop. So anything that I don't know about, go to HQ. In fact, if you only have one ISP, if you don't have redundancy, you could use a static route to get out to the internet. If it's not on your enterprise network, must be on the internet. If that's a true statement for you, you could have a default. I used to do that. You could have a default route pointing out to the internet. And the blueprint is kind of interesting on this. The blueprint actually suggests that you might need to know how to configure 4 types of static routes. And I thought, oh, this is not a good use of class time. I've been debating last night. I debated this morning about this. What I decided to do was, I don't think it would be a good use of class time for me to do 4 demos that are almost identical to one another, because you've got your static default route, you got your floating static route, you got your host route or your network route. What I'm going to do instead, as your homework, I'm going to give you a link to a video that I want you to watch. It's going to walk you through the configuration of all 4 types of static routes that the exam blueprint suggests that you need to know. So that'll get you caught up there. Instead, what I did, I thought, okay, I don't want to tell part of the story. I want them to get it all, but I don't want to spend class time because it's not a good use of time. So I actually did a demo that I never ever do in these CCNA classes. I showed you the layer 3 ether channel. I don't know that I've done that demo in years, but I thought that'll be more valuable. So I brought that in, and I'm going to assign as homework this video, and I'll give it to you at the end of class, the link to do the static routes.